welcome back to Afrit Reader. Thank you so much for coming back on here again. And if you are new to my channel, I'll let you in on one secret. Subscribing to my channel is totally free. So please do me that favor and click that subscribe button now. Thank you. I look forward to your contributions, your likes, your comments, and please do share this video. Thank you so much. As summer is here again, a lot of us are just waiting for the holidays to start so that we can have fun with our kids. And one of the great pastimes, one of the things children really love is going swimming. Swimming can be so much fun. It's so much fun for children to play in the water with other children, jump in, have fun. But swimming can also be very dangerous. In fact, 60% of the children between 1 to 4 that lose their lives get drowned. So now that the warm weather is approaching and we all are thinking of going swimming in the pools and rivers, lakes, oceans, please let us take very good care of our children. Let us really have eagle eyes and watch them all the time. And before I go on to talk about how to prevent drowning, I want to talk about something that most people don't even know about. Because most of us believe that a child can just drown in the water. When the child goes under the water, there's something called dry drowning and also secondary drowning. This luckily happens rarely, but if you don't know about it, the child can just die. And how this takes place is that the child may be in the water and swallow some water through the mouth or nose. And then later on, not while they are in that water, this can happen even 72 hours later. Later on, the child drowns. How does this happen? Dry drowning happens this way. The child will swallow some water through the nose or mouth, and this water goes to the vocal cords and causes spasm, that is like contraction. So air cannot go down again because the vocal cords there is contracting, spasm, and then the child cannot breathe. And if the child is not taken to the hospital, the child will die. And in the case of secondary drowning, now when the child had swallowed that water in the pool through the nose or mouth, the water goes into the lungs. Some water goes into the lungs and it inflames the lungs, the air sacs there. And then the lungs can no longer push blood into the bloodstream, and the child could die if you don't rush the child to the hospital. So don't just think that after swimming everything is safe and okay if the child just swallowed some water. Even after swimming, especially younger children up to the age of 10, more often up to the age of 5, after swimming, watch them for a few days. Things you have to watch out for. Does the child have persistent cough? Is the child coughing constantly? Is the child having difficulty breathing or like choking? Is the child sleepy, tired, lethargic, or vomiting or irritated? Those are all signs of dry or secondary drowning. So even after your visit to the pool or the lake or sea, keep a close eye on the children for any of these signs. As I said, it happens rarely, but it does happen. Also, when you go swimming, please keep eagle eyes on the child. Or even if you are near any water, close to my house there's a river, and two mothers, they were just chatting for a few minutes, and unnoticed to them, the little baby went to the river and fell in, and that was the end. So whenever you are around water, even if you didn't go with the intention of swimming, keep an eagle eye on your child all the time. And another advice I would like to give: be very mindful who you give your child to. Even if you think the person is responsible, when it's not their child, they wouldn't keep their eyes open the way you would. Or if they have their own children, they'll be focused on their own children or get distracted. So if your child cannot swim, please don't let your child, avoid letting your child rather go swimming with other people. Sometimes children will really cry, I want to go, I want to go. Please be very careful. There's something that happened here in Germany a few years back. A mother, an African mother, gave her child to another woman to go to the lake and swim. Now suddenly they didn't see that child again. Instead of alerting the fire brigade, the police, they went home to tell the mother that they couldn't see her child. So by the time the mother alerted the authorities, they could only bring the child out dead. So please be very careful with this. And when you go swimming in a pool or so, check out the pool very well. Especially in some countries, pools may have an opening where the water is being sucked out. And if that opening is not properly protected and the child goes to that opening, the child may get stuck in that opening, the legs or the hands, and the child will not be able to come out. I saw this happen when I was a child in Africa. We went swimming and there was this opening in the pool where water was being sucked out, and this boy got stuck in there with his leg. People tried and tried, they couldn't pull him out. They had to let the water out. But before they could do that, you know what happened? It was so terrible. So watch out for those openings. Also, if you have children that can't swim or can't swim very well, please keep them with all these lifeguards, floats and all attached to them. Even if they are a bit older and they feel ashamed to use it, please let them wear these floats, these lifeguards, because it's a security measure. It takes about 30 seconds for a child to drown. And a child can drown even in water that is just 1 inch deep, a little child. So don't underestimate the water. Don't underestimate it because you think, oh, it's so shallow, nothing can happen, or it's just a baby pool. Also, assess your children that you think are swimmers. Not everybody that can keep afloat in water and swim is really a swimmer. I mean, the fact that you can swim in a pool doesn't mean you can swim in a river where there is a current, or in a lake, or that you can keep swimming for enough time to come back, because some children may swim out and not have the strength to swim back, especially if there's a current going against them. So don't think because your child can keep abreast, swim in a pool, or has learned swimming in school, gotten the certificate, that that child is a strong swimmer that can really swim in a river with current or in a lake or so. So please, assessing our children and their swimming abilities is very important. When my older children are going with their schools on excursions and they ask, can the child swim? Those that I know that they are not strong swimmers, I specifically write it on the form and say, Yes, he can swim in a pool, but he's not a strong swimmer. So please treat as a non-swimmer. He shouldn't be there without observation. Please, please, and please again. Already in Germany, where I live, there have been so many children deaths by drowning. Yesterday alone, 3 teenagers. Children are dying every day by drowning. So please, keep eagle eyes, take all precautions, take care of your child so that you don't lose that child in the blink of an eyelid. Also remember that very often when these children drown, in quite a few cases, people that went to save them drowned along with them. Parents would be careless and not keep their eye on a child, and that child will be drowning in the river or lake, and another parent would jump in to save that child and lose their own life there, trying to save your own child because you were careless. I remember once as a child, I was about 10 years old. I was with my parents at the ocean in Togo. We went there on a visit. And my mom was talking to this lady that had a little baby. And this baby was just walking on the beach. And suddenly a big wave came. And because the woman was talking to my mother, she didn't notice. I saw the wave approaching and I grabbed onto this child. And this wave really took us in and under the water and banged us out on the sand. And all the time I was holding on to this child. So by the time the wave banged us out on the sand, my whole body was kind of like scarred from the sand, just in an effort to save this little baby. I don't think the baby was up to 1.5 yet. Luckily, the baby survived because I was able to hold on tight to the baby. But I could have been a child that lost her life trying to save a baby of a mother that didn't pay attention for the split of a second. Sometimes we hear of things, we know that they exist, but we kind of put them to the back of our mind. We don't really focus on that danger again. Please share this video with other young mothers because it could really save the life of a child.